friends. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I wanted to share 4 resources that I'm using to help me stay organized in 2023. So the first one that I want to share, it's 2 of the pretty much the same thing. We have 2 planners for 2023. The first one is in this nice like faux leather folio, I think it's called, like a pad folio, and it's from the brand Blue Sky, the assembled line. And the really cool thing about this, I already had looked, I bought this at Target, I bought the other one there as well. I had looked on Target's app to see what kind of planner I wanted to get. I'll explain a few things that I always look for in a planner. But first, when I had looked online, there was a different one that I had in mind. But then I ended up seeing this one when I went to the store, and it was, I think, $17.99, which is really not bad because you get this pad folio. I think that's what it's called, or folio, that you can use in the future. So it's refillable. You just take a planner that's about this size the next year and you are good to go. So this is what I'm using for work. It's just something that is nice and professional. I do work from home, so it's not like anybody's going to see this, but it just, it's professional. So it's nice to kind of have that professional look for something. It has this little band here. I'm not really sure what you would put here because there's a little pencil or pen holder here, but I just, again, really liked the look of it. So when I look at planners, I want one that is a weekly, monthly planner, or I guess a daily planner is what you'd call it. So one that has each day laid out. Sometimes you only get monthly planners, and those literally just have like the month at a glance, and that's not what I'm looking for. I'm wanting one that has that has every single day in it, not just something like this. So I like to have that. And then I also like to have one that is just January through December. And that is because the ones that come out that are like August through December, those to me, they're academic calendars, and it makes sense. Or no, I think it's August through December. To me, I just look at those as kind of a waste because by the time I'm looking for a new calendar, it's for January. And I feel like having August through December of the previous year in there is just such a waste of paper. That's not what I'm looking for in a planner. I want one that is just the 12 months. I also like ones that have tabs like this for the months, but it's not a huge deal if they don't. I don't necessarily fill out like yearly goals or things like that. It's nice to see those. But I have just found that when it comes to planners like this, I don't need something special. One year I did one from Erin Condren. It was a beautiful planner. I think it was 2021. I spent so much money on it, and I didn't use any of the extra pages. I used, I think, maybe 2. But it comes with a lot of stuff, and to me it's just not necessary, number 1, to your wallet, but number 2, to the planet, to have that much paper unless you're going to use all the features. They're great features, so if you were looking for something like that, then that's great. But I'm just looking for something super basic because I know myself well enough to know that I just need the basic features that are in here. A couple extra pages for notes is fine, but I don't need a whole like notebook in the back of it. I do like to see my watch is going off. I do like to see the holidays listed, and this one's actually really cool because it shows you 2023 and 24. So it's nice to be able to look ahead. So this is my work planner, and then when it comes to my personal planner, for home, these are the 2 kinds of planners that I like to have. I know that there are a lot of people in like the planner community who have like 5 or 6 of them. For me, I just need these 2 and I'm good. Yeah, my personal planner is just for like personal vacations, birthdays, holidays, anything like doctor's appointments and that kind of stuff. I like the smaller size that can typically fit in a purse. This can fit in my son's diaper bag. I'm almost always carrying his diaper bag around, and then I'll have a little purse inside that. So, it comes with a ruler, so you can use that as a bookmark. It also comes with some stickers. There's a little folder here if I want to add any other stickers or little papers or things like that. And then I have my personal information here. I do typically only put my name and phone number in planners so that if I lose it, somebody can call me to let me know. I do like to have a yearly overview. That's another thing I look for in a planner. And this, just like the last one, has 2023 and 24. So it's nice to see, to get a view for the next year. But yeah, having this, and then there's a chance I may use some stickers or highlighters or something. I used stickers in the past with my Erin Condren planner to mark my paydays, because it was every 2 weeks. Now I get paid on the same 2 days of every single month, so it's a little bit different. But it is nice to see that. Here is another place that another place you can fill something out here. It's my goals for the year. And that may be nice to do, but at the moment, I haven't filled that out. And then we have keeping balance. This is for daily habits, weekly routines, monthly rituals, and annual actions. That's a really cool thing to fill out as well if you are interested in that. Again, I may fill that out. I don't know. I think it would be interesting to include my New Year's resolutions so that I can go back and look at them in case I forget in like June, and we have gotten to around all the way to June and I've already forgotten. And then you could do like a bucket list here, or even not even necessarily like big exciting things, but just like things you want to get done, like one book every month, something like that. So yeah, and I will show you just like the other planner, this one has the month overview, and then it has every single day on it. And I'll show you why I decided to get this one particularly, which it's very small, but it's just something I thought was cool. And that is the fact that each day has two kinds of little sections that you can kind of see here. So you've got just like the regular, section, and then you've got a to-do list. I am the kind of person who gets fulfillment by checking something off my to-do list. So writing something as basic on there as wake up on time without hitting the snooze button or something like that. It's just really nice to see that. Or make the bed, work out, even just working my shift. Being able to cross that off at the end of the day is really nice. So that is one thing that I really liked about this when I was looking at the different planners. I just wanted an opportunity to have this space where I can put like whatever I've got scheduled. So this could be kind of like my schedule for the day. And then again, the to-do list. So you can honestly turn anything into a to-do list, but I just liked that those bubbles were there. I also noticed that every single month has a nice quote page. But again, really basic. You've got some nice extra pages in here, but it's not too much. The resources section doesn't, it's got like a few extra pages that I don't need, like how to reach your personal goals, easy self-care habits, 6 easy ways to get unstuck. But then again, you've got that holiday list and then just a map. So again, these are my 2 planners. So again, we have this, I don't think I ever shared. This one is from the Every Girl for Day Designer. So weekly and monthly. And then we've got this one from Blue Sky, assembled, and again, a weekly and monthly planner. So that is those 2. Another thing that I will be using every day, it's less of a planner and more of actually, I guess, something that some people would get in the form or in their planner, or that they could do in their planner. My friend Zan published this. She has a podcast, The Sibleys or Sibley Co. She and her husband, and it's a great podcast. I'll link it down below. But she has a book that she has made available for purchase called The Nightly Recap, and it says it's a daily reflection journal. So this is almost like a 5 minutes a day kind of journal, if you've ever seen any of those. But it's just something to do at the very end of your day. I really like that it's nice and minimal. And then when you open every page, it's going to look exactly the same. You put the date, you put the high, the low, the buffalo, and then one way that you saw the Lord today. So if you were confused by the word buffalo, here's the way it works. So high and low, those are pretty basic. This is a great thing that happened to me today. This is a not so great thing happened today. Buffalo is something entirely random. I ate pizza at my favorite pizza place. That's a buffalo. Or I made my bed for the first time in 6 months. Not that I'm speaking from experience, but that's an example of a buffalo. And then you could do one way that I saw the Lord today. If some days you have only a high or only a buffalo, whatever you want to do, you can use this however you want. I thought this was really cool. It's interesting. Last night I was filling this out, and as sad as it is, I was trying to think, I was like, what is one way that I saw the Lord today? And I couldn't think of it. And then I remembered, my husband and I almost got in a car accident turning into the Walmart parking lot. There was just someone who completely did not see us. And as we were turning in, he was turning out. And I kind of had a feeling he may not see us, but we were completely visible to him. He just wasn't looking. So I had already had my eye on him, and thankfully we were able to stop, but I just felt like the Lord was over us because it was very close. But anyway, this is a really cool journal to use for this kind of reflection. I will share a link to this online, in the description. I'll share a link to all of these in the description. And then another thing that I have here is the Budget Mom Budget by Paycheck book. I started this last year. I believe she comes out with new designs every year. So if you're looking for this one, I don't even know if it's still available because this came out in 2022. But I obviously didn't use it like I should have. So I will have to use some whiteout for a few of the months because when I look here, I filled out. The nice thing is that this is kind of like a perpetual calendar where it says February, but it doesn't say what year. So you fill out the numbers yourself. You can use, if you want to use this next year or whatever, or if you're like me and you didn't use it last year. So that's where I'm going to use the whiteout, is to change the dates. I didn't do it for all of them. I did it for, did I do it? I did it for all of them. So I'm going to have to go and change all of the dates, but it's really not a big deal. It's going to be really nice to have this resource. So what this is, I realized I didn't explain. You've got, for every month, there are several pages that look exactly the same. These 2 pages are the same, and there's several of them in case you get several paychecks every month. So this is for people who choose to, instead of choosing to budget like by month, they budget by paycheck. So that's something that in my brain has always made sense to me. I don't budget by the month, I budget by the paycheck. So for this paycheck, I am spending money on this, for example. So although if you watched my last video, you saw that I am not spending money on any extraneous things this year. Here you've got where you can keep track of all of your expenses. This one is, bills. So you've got, okay, let me just start over. So up top, you've got, your income, how much you made, and then, your budget, and then how much you actually spent. So here you list your bills that are due, the date that they're due, how much you budgeted, and how much it actually costs. So for example, a lot of my bills like rent stay exactly the same, but when it comes to utilities, I just kind of have a ballpark estimate. So that's where it would come in, where it says like budget versus actual. And then you've got sinking funds. That's something that I don't really know how to explain. You'll have to watch the Budget Mom for that, because I struggle to explain a lot of this. And then you've got room for extra debt you've got, and then if you have envelopes, if you have an envelope system, and then extra savings, and then you've got like your total income. So there's also a cash envelope breakdown if you use cash envelopes. So she uses a system that is sort of similar to Dave Ramsey, a little different. Some of the ideologies between the two of them is very different. But in terms of the cash envelope system, it is a little bit similar. So, so this is something I plan to incorporate this year, since we are working on tackling a lot of debt. So the last thing that I wanted to share about is my weekly meal plan. So this is something that I've had for a while. I got it from Hearth and Hand by Magnolia several years ago. You can get stuff pretty similar to this. You can even make something like this on Microsoft Word. This is just a system that I'm going to be using. I've done this in the past. It's nothing like too organized, but I just have all of the days broken down here, and then a shopping list, and then you put what week it is. In the past, when I would do this, it used to be just that I would mark down the dinners that my family was eating. we would be kind of on the go for breakfast. My son would have like something really simple for breakfast every day. It was never planned. It was like we would just, this one's easy. And then he would have lunch, daycare, and then we'd have dinner together. But now I'm going to be paying attention to breakfast and dinner for both of us, as well as my lunch. My husband works 2 jobs, so we never have dinner together because he's always in a rush to get out the door. Although that may be changing, so I'm going to be keeping that into consideration when I'm writing down my meals here. What I mean, though, is I'm going to be tracking my lunches, but not necessarily his, and that's because he typically meal preps, for his work lunches. But yeah, this is what we will be using. Meal planning, like I said in my last video, is huge when it comes to doing a no spend year, because you don't want to just go to a fast food restaurant, find whatever you want and eat something different every day, spend money every single day on something small. Truthfully, admittedly, my husband and I have both done that. We've also been really big into going to convenience stores. I think I mentioned all of this, but the point is, it's really nice to have a meal plan where you know exactly what you're going to eat. So this is just something really simple we can use. And then it's just a piece of paper. I will tear this off. They're all the same. It's like a big notepad. I'll tear this off and put it onto our fridge with a magnet so that we can see every day what the planned meal is. Obviously, it's important to do that before you do your grocery shopping. There is a shopping list here, but I don't know if I'm going to actually use that, because usually my shopping list is kind of like an evergreen list that I always have on my phone in the Notes app. So yeah, don't know if I'm going to utilize that. I have this more so for the meal plan itself. So anyway, those are the resources I'm going to be using for staying organized in 2023. If there's some advice that you have on like ways that I can best utilize these, or if you just want to share what you are using, I would love to hear that as well. I love to see how everybody makes their brains function normally and is able to stay organized. I don't know anybody who's able to keep it all in their brains, so I would just love to hear. So anyway, thank you for watching. I would love to have you subscribe if you are not subscribed already, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.